This is Philly Drone Tech with Tom Brunt. Thank you to our sponsors, Wistia.com, Zoho Mail, and GetFlywheel.com.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Philly Drone Tech here on the PhillyTech.org Netcast Network. I'm Tom Brunt. Well, I only have a couple of stories for you this episode. For those of you that have followed along from the beginning, I'm a broadcast technician. So what I do is I travel with the big tractor-trailer production units, covering mainly broadcast-level sporting events. So as I'm recording this, we are right in the middle of March Madness. So the madness will take me out on the road for a little while. And so in light of that, I just have a few stories for you. So let's get right to it. And let's, as I always do, I talk about the FAA. The only story I have for you this week concerning the FAA is, it's a little bit of good news for Amazon. Amazon was just awarded an experimental airworthiness certificate. That means they are allowed to use their drones, UAS, to experiment with their delivery system that they want. However, I'm not sure exactly how far they're going to get with this because, as I've mentioned previously, until these new rules that they've proposed become law, they are basically doing it old school. They're doing it the way that they have been doing it, which is, a lot of, pretty hampering requirements. The person operating the drone, in the case for Amazon, has to have a pilot's license. They can only fly during daylight hours in visual range, meaning that there's no autonomous, which is the point of what Amazon's trying to do with the delivery drones. So not only that, but because it's an experimental certificate, as it says here, it requires Amazon to provide monthly data to the FAA. The company must report the number of flights conducted, pilot duty time per flight, unusual hardware or software malfunctions, any deviations from air traffic controller instructions, and any unintended loss of communication. They're required to report that to the FAA in terms of the experimental airworthiness. Again, I'll have to research this a little further, maybe in a future episode, but I'm curious as what Amazon is going to be able to do with these restrictions, because it's kind of defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do, which is the autonomous delivery drones that they would like to work on. And even the new rules for the FAA do not allow for autonomous control. It relies on there being an operator that can see at line of sight. So we'll see how far things go with this, but at least it's, I guess in Amazon's world, at least it's something. So speaking of autonomous, though, let me go to my next story, which is NASA is working on, and they have been working on, basically an automated air traffic control system for drones. They've been working on this, and it's could be ready by the end of the year. So this is one of the things I'm going to put in my public comments to the FAA, is that they should really consider this technology sooner than later, because it could be here by the end of the year. What it amounts to is basically they're partnering with an aerospace company called Excelis. And what they're going to use the existing cell tower network and some of their own additional antennas, basically to provide a real-time tracking system for all aircraft and UAS drones. The drones will communicate to the cell towers, and the planes will communicate to the cell towers, and you will be able to get a real-time display on, say, a tablet to tell you exactly what's in the air right above you. And they will also know that your drone is in the air as well. So this could be the beginning of a system that allows drones to autonomously use this data to avoid interfering with aircraft or other drones or buildings and what have you. So, and again, they're hoping to have this together could be by the end of the year. So I'm hoping that the FAA can, if that does happen, that the FAA will kind of take that to heart and maybe consider that they should include some sort of autonomous use for drones, because, like I said, the technology to do it is going to be here sooner than later. So we'll see what happens with that. So anyway, those are the stories I have concerning the FAA. So I'm going to take a quick sponsor break, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about some life-saving uses for drones. Today's show is sponsored by Wistia. Wistia is a video hosting and analytics platform that helps businesses get the most out of online video. We use Wistia here at PhillyTech.org. Flywheel, a managed WordPress hosting platform built specifically for designers and creative agencies, and helps thousands of designers across the world launch projects every day. And by Soho Mail, professional, low-cost email with business-class features and security. Okay, welcome back. Well, the story I have for you to finish off this episode is concerning life-saving use for drones. Two countries that you wouldn't think of are simultaneously developing drones to be used as lifeguards. The first one I have for you is in Chile. Chile is developing drones. A company called Green Solution hopes to have them ready by next summer. The drones will be able to be launched from the beach and can deploy a life preserver out to the ocean, and it includes a camera and microphone and speaker to be able to communicate to the swimmer and give them instructions and get feedback on them. So the beauty, this is a perfect application for these for safety. Imagine the speed at which they can get out to a swimmer versus a lifeguard is just going to be amazing. And Chile is hoping to have that done now. But it reminded me of a story I heard a couple months before that. It was in the fall. An Iranian company known as RTS Labs is probably going to be the first one to market drones for lifeguard use. This one, as you see here, here's a video that has multiple life jackets, and it's kind of deployed the same way. However, they are also working on using it at nighttime, which is something that is very difficult for nighttime lifeguards to be able to do. It was influenced by the fact that in the Caspian Sea in Iran, they've had over 1,000 deaths over a 4-year period of drownings in the Caspian Sea. So in that region of the world, this is expected to be like life-saving. Again, a beautiful use of the technology. The drones can get out there far quicker than any swimmer could, and they could basically mean the difference between life or death until the swimmer gets out there. There's your life preserver. So it'll be interesting to see when these countries get that technology deployed, and even more interesting, when will we get it deployed in the United States? So that's about it for stories I have. I told you it was going to be a short show. Next, hopefully, I think the next show, which will be in April, I will, if you have a DJI Phantom, I did a full upgrade of my Phantom, what's called the 1.5 upgrade, where you kind of combine it into the shell of the Phantom 2, and you can use bigger batteries, and you have more space inside to put extra components and stuff like that. So I'm going to go over, I fully documented it, and I'm going to basically discuss that. So if you have a Phantom, you'll probably want to check this show out. And as always, you can contact me through my Twitter account at DroneGuyTom. Or you can reach me at email at droneguy@tebweb.com. That's TEBWEB.com. And as always, I'll provide a link to everything that I talked about on this particular episode and all episodes on my Medium account, and you'll see the address there down at the bottom of the screen. So every link that I talked about today and in all shows, you'll be able to access directly from that. And one more thing, we are the PhillyTech.org website is on Patreon, and what we're looking for is we could use your help. We could use financial support to help kind of keep the server fans buzzing, as I like to say. So there'll be a link up on the screen as well for that. And if you feel strongly about the podcast that you see on this network and would like to see us grow, we appreciate your help. So thank you. And that's it, folks. I told you it was going to be a short show. So I'll see you next time.